Hi, welcome to today's episode of your favorite daily podcast, A Couple of Things, a podcast about things. Today, I want to talk about learning. Recently, I've become so fascinated with the concept of learning, as in learning as a concept. That's what I was about to say. Stay with me, stay with me. So, a few days ago, I found a newspaper, somewhere magazine, and I just started reading it. And what is interesting about this is that this magazine, newspaper, whatever, is a Dutch magazine. And I read like two or three articles, scanned through some of the pages, like reading the headlines, and I understood most of it. And since then, I've just been thinking about the concept of learning, like the ability of human beings to learn. And obviously, we learn a lot of things, like from childhood, we learn actively and also passively. We go to school, we learn ABCs and 1, 2, 3s and math and addition, subtraction, sentence formation, word formation, spelling. Like we learn these things. We didn't know them before, but like learning as an adult and being conscious of the fact that you're learning is interesting because I was just thinking about how literally 2 years ago I wouldn't have been able to read the newspaper. I mean, I would have been able to read it, but I would not understand what I was reading, and I would have probably been pronouncing the words wrongly. But 2 years ago, I couldn't do that. And now, after about 6, 7 months of Dutch lessons, I can read and mostly understand the newspaper. It's wild. It's such a wild and amazing thing that you can actually learn something. I don't know how to explain this, but it's so exciting. Like obviously I know you can learn something. Like I know that. I learned how to speak English. I learned how to write. I learned how to do all those things. I learned math. I learned psychology and psychological concepts. I learned things. But learning Dutch has actually to the point that I have learned it now, and as I'm learning new things through my classes and everything, it's just the realization of the human ability, and let me even personalize this, the realization of my ability and my capacity to learn something is like I'm so thrilled, and I've just been like pondering on this for a couple of days, and I just can't get over it. We can learn. We have the ability as human beings to learn things. Nothing is out of reach. Like some things may be harder to learn than other things for different people, but we all have the capacity and the ability to learn. And that is amazing. That is I'm I'm short of words. I'm supposed to be talking as well, but I am just so marveled by the possibilities that exist for us as people. Like you can literally wake up today and decide to learn something and commit yourself and your time to doing that thing, and you will learn it. Like you can go from a state of not knowing to a state of knowing by consciously deciding to learn something, by consciously deciding to take in information relating to a certain thing, practicing that information, and then now you know it. Now you can do it. You guys, that is insane. That is marvelous. That is beautiful. That is amazing. I cannot get over this. Like, again, obviously, I know that we learn things. It's so obvious, but at the same time, there's so many things that are so obvious and so normal and so just part of our lives that we don't realize them or recognize them, and we can take them for granted really easily. And as we most times, like if you're not in school, when like you finish primary, secondary, and maybe university or higher education, outside of that context, most people aren't actually doing a lot of active learning. I mean, you can quote unquote learn on the job. You can learn new skills, do new things on the job, for example, or you can take a course. But most times we're taking courses and things in line with our work, so certifications and all of those things that are related to the work that we're already doing. But I think I don't again I don't have any data, I didn't do any research, but I just think that's like, just thinking about it now, I just think that for the most part people aren't learning things outside of their normal everyday life, like things that they need in their work or they're doing in their work or they need it for their life or whatever. So maybe a parent might take a parenting course, or if you want to do if you want to get married, you may do pre-marriage course or pre-marriage counseling. Those are kinds of learnings. But I think that for the most part, like, people don't learn new things necessarily, things that are like totally new. And I mean, like, I'm not just learning Dutch just because I feel like I want to learn Dutch. I'm learning Dutch because I live here, and it probably make my life easier to be able to speak Dutch day to day, and then also will help me with work if I intend to stay here, which I don't know, whatever. But the point is, like, there's a purpose for which I'm learning Dutch. But this conscious active learning of this language has made me see so many things anew and afresh, and made me appreciate things a lot more. And for today, I'm just dwelling on and just thinking of the capacity to learn, the ability to learn, the possibility of learning is just so thrilling. Like, you could literally just decide to do something today and do it. Like, just learn a new thing that may or may not have anything to do with your life or your work at all. Like, it's totally new. It's not, there are no synapses or neurons in my brain or they were not until like this active learning of Dutch. And that is so fascinating. Wow. I'm just like, now I'm just rambling because I'm just so marveled by it. God is awesome. Like, just creating things is so beautiful. I'm so thrilled by the fact that, and this has re-energized me and reinvigorated me. I don't know if I pronounced that correctly, but anyway, whatever. It has energized me in my learning. Just the spark of being able to realize, the spark of realizing that it's possible for me to not know something, and through time and effort and practice, I can know it. I can do it. And that's an amazing thing to discover or rediscover about yourself. Thank you for listening to my rambling today. Not rants, my rambling. Thank you for listening to Ladies Ramblings today. Bye. And go and learn something. Thank you for listening to today's episode of A Couple of Things. If there was anything you found interesting or insightful, or you enjoyed the episode, please do share to someone or multiple people. Like, leave a comment, and definitely do subscribe and all the nice things. Bye.